The Valiant. The tank, infantry, Valiant, A38, was a British tank design of the Second World War that only reached the prototype stage. Intended to meet the specification for a lightweight but heavily armoured tank for use in the war in the Far East, it proved to be a failure. The sole example was retained by the School of Tank Technology after the war as a lesson to its students. The Valiant, under General Staff Specification A38, began as a candidate for an assault tank, with the thickest armor on the lowest possible weight, for use in the Far East. It was to be similar in intention to the 40-ton A33 Excelsior, although far lighter. As the Valiant managed the same 114mm frontal armor with only 27 tons, it managed to achieve its primary goal, but only by making unacceptable compromises elsewhere. At a time when British tank design was already at its nadir, this terrible price for the weight concession led to what is probably the worst British tank of the war. A Valiant 2 was mentioned in late 1943, but little more was heard of it. In February 1944 there was a more detailed discussion of a heavy Valiant, which may have been the same and has been reported as such in some sources. The heavy Valiant was a substantially different vehicle, only using the turret and driver's compartment of the Valiant on a hull derived from the A33 Excelsior and its T1 suspension. This gave armor of 9, hull front, and 10 inches, turret, thickness. Weight was now estimated at 42 tons, which is comparable with the original Excelsior despite almost doubling the armor thickness, and so this must have been a much smaller tank. Power was doubled to cope with the weight, using the new and compact 400 bhp Rolls-Royce Meteorite engine, a cut-down V8 Meteor, and improved transmission. The mistake of the Valentine was to be repeated, where the turret was upgunned to the 95mm howitzer of the Centaur 4 at the cost of forcing the commander to take over the loader's task in a two-man turret. There is a record of a prototype having gone to the ranges at Lulworth Cove for trials in January 1945, but no other record of what it looked like. The sole Valiant was retained by the School of Tank Technology, where students were treated to an inspection of it at the end of their course and invited to find fault. David Fletcher wrote of this, "One hopes they started early in the morning." The Valiant can now be seen at the Tank Museum. Thanks for watching the video. If you liked it, leave a like. And since I'm doing near frequent uploads now, subscribe so you can see the next one as it's out.